Next, pay attention. You can secure your spot in the Recopa Sudamericana or Supercopa now, but the location is still being decided. Brasileira on the first games, you can already start planning for the Copa do Brasil, you can already start planning for the Carioca as well. Look for it right now. Haroldo's Caravan, which has tickets for the games in Rio, already has packages for the Recopa, Buenos Aires, and Rio de Janeiro. Let's watch Flamengo win everything this year. Let's go all in and contact Haroldo's Caravan. Check the description and pinned comment for contact info. Secure your spot right now at these Mango title matches. There's much more coming. But Felipe, Luiz, relax. We have a squad. Let's go all in.
Speak. Guys, good morning, red, black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro channel. If you're new here, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. Subscribe below if you're on YouTube. Enable bell notifications and like the video. We're here with more news about Mango, man. A lot is happening and we're here, man, concerned. The news right now is that the deadlock continues. Vene Casagrande said that Flamengo would only wait until today. I'm here gathering more information, right? I'm here talking to sources connected to the board to see how long they're waiting for a response from Jorge Mendes, Felipe Luiz's agent. I'll start right away by talking about Felipe Luiz and his agent, who's causing some irritation. President Luiz Eduardo Baptista Obap and everyone on the board, it's important to say everyone on the board. We have a lot of information to share with you here, including about the transfer market and everything else. But this situation with Felipe Luiz is alarming. It's concerning. We're here to remind you that you can lose weight in a healthy way with Mais Cabello, the Mais Slim program. Look for Mais Cabello right now. I'll leave the Mais Cabello QR code on the screen so you can get in touch right now and guarantee a spectacular treatment with hair loss control. Because there are a lot of places where you do the treatment and you lose hair, since that's part of the process, but not at Mais Cabello. They take great care to keep your hair health up to date. Besides that, in addition to the weight loss at Mais Cabello, you also have several types of hair treatments. Discover the top name in the segment. Mais Cabello is nationwide in Brazil. There's always a Mais Cabello nearby, no matter which city you live in, all right? Call them and mention Paparazzo Rubro-Negro sent you. Go ahead and scan the QR code. Just point your phone at the QR code that's on the screen. Look, I already won too, you already won, I already won. Look here, right? It's New Year's Eve, it's coming up, and there are games coming too. You can play here responsibly, remembering it's for adults 18 plus and meant for fun. You can place your bet at the end of the year and there's more, huh? You already have it at Ganei. How do you choose the champion? Does it pay well? Who will win the Libertadores? Who will win the Brazilian Championship? You can already place your bet right now, okay? So sign up and remember that the link is always in the bio on Insta, in the highlights on Insta, and also in the stories. And we're here, of course, reminding you that there are three days left until it comes out, right, man? There are 3 prizes, 3 days, 3 prizes to be given away, the 3 prizes of 1 million reais each. About the Million PIX, remember that the Million PIX isn't just about prizes, it's a benefits club. You buy points and trade them for products, experiences, and more. Shows, very important person boxes, backstage passes. You keep trading for experiences. You can also win instant prizes up to 100,000 re-scratch and win, and ePix is sent directly to your QR code account. It's on the screen, just point and make sure you're going to do really well, man, because you already start off well, because there are products. You're a benefits club. A prize is obviously hard to get, making it a bonus. Just reminding you that besides the $3 million prizes on the 31st, there's a 2 million reais prize on January 2nd, okay? So stay tuned, take advantage, point your QR code over here. That's it, look. We had Flamengo's fans discussing who could be the new coach if Filipe doesn't stay. because the situation is really bad, okay? The situation is really bad, right? I even just wrote it here now, together with my reporter Gabriel Orphan. Look, the Felipe Luis saga continues with long episodes and no sign of ending. Actually, right? Yeah? Gabriel, let me say something. If you can change that text quickly, but it's already done, right? It's already done, yeah. Felipe will wrap it up because Flamengo is running out of time. Are you in touch with a source on Flamengo's board? The team found out that President Babes came close to the offer desired by Jorge Mendes, Felipe Luiz's agent. Still, the agent would need to compromise a bit by reducing the asking price by about 1 million euros per year for a deal. Babes got close to 4 million euros per year. Yeah, that's about 2 million and a little over 100,000 reais per month. Felipe knows Flamengo must cover Ivan Palanco, his staff, and related costs. And since this amount can't be included in the 2,100,000, Flamengo feels they've already reached their limit, right? Close to 2 million per month, and it won't go beyond that. Jorge Mendes thinks the amount should be around 5 million euros per year, that amount that Vene Casagrande mentioned. GLOBO Esporte and Guilherme Flazuero brought information similar to ours, that there was this deadlock and there was a deadlock regarding the commission issue. What I'm bringing here as new information is this. Flamengo gave in and got close to what Felipe asked for. Felipe reportedly agreed and approved Flamengo's offer, but the offer was directed at him. He still demands about 1 million euros, which would be for the coaching staff. But Flamengo is not going to agree to pay this 1 million euros. So this amount. Felipe gave the okay, Aspas gave the okay, Aspas okay for one situation and is demanding another that Flamengo is not going to meet. Is that it? Flamengo has nearly met the coach's request and believes it's time for Jorge Mendes to agree to finalize Felipe Luis's renewal. But so far he hasn't given any sign of reducing. So is Jorge Mendes holding out then? A source close to the board told me that Jose Bodo is trying everything to convince Felipe's people and bring BAP even closer. And the thing is, I heard from this person on the board that even Boto will have to tread carefully because they're already getting annoyed with Boto. The board itself, BAP, is already starting, man. For God's sake, we're not going to give in anymore here. Boto already understood that, okay? That's what they told me. And if they keep insisting for Flamengo to give in, it will look like he's working for the other side, and he's not. He's working for our side. So it's causing stress, guys. It's creating a really bad situation. Boto is caught between a rock and a hard place. He can't stay in this madness either. I understand that side. I think he can't keep trying to improve the situation either. For Felipe Luis, he's already done what he could. He got Flamengo close to what was asked. And he's trying to get the other side to give in. The other side doesn't want to give in. That's the problem, right? If the other side doesn't want to give in, is that a problem? Time is running out, okay? And then what I'm going to say, which is a situation here actually that this source from the board told me that for them there's no set deadline. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, but there's no set deadline. They're saying Flamengo wants to avoid repeating Botafogo's 2025 mistakes. Flamengo, BAP, wants to avoid Botafogo's mistakes in 2025. It was the delay in hiring a coach and planning the squad. If you take too long to hire a coach, you don't know who you can sign, you end up in a ridiculous stalemate, you miss out on signings, you lose, you throw a whole year in the trash. That's what Botafogo did, and Flamengo doesn't want to repeat that. So Flamengo is taking all the necessary precautions, right, guys? I'm bringing this information here because the board is concerned about not repeating Botafogo's mistakes, taking too long to hire a coach and ending up left with nothing when it comes to signings. That's why Bodo knows. He knows what's on their minds, right? The guy is an experienced man. He went there, secured Vitão. He went to hire Vitão. Vitão is hired. Why? If they waited for a coach, Flamengo would have no one and be empty-handed. Thankfully, we have a skilled Portuguese professional. Flamengo generally works well with Portuguese people, right? Most of the time. Jorge Jesus, and now with Jose Bota, they've been very successful. And even though sometimes we like the work of Brazilian coaches and directors, those guys are used to Europe and the European market. How things function and are organized. And at times like these, we need to have a director and coach who care about planning and who care about giving things time to get started. And Felipe, unfortunately, when he handed everything over to Jorge Mendes, he allowed time to just pass by, right? Flamengo has been trying to renew with Felipe for a long time, and Felipe has been pushing it to the end of the year. And the end of the year comes, and he doesn't renew for the next year. Flamengo is running out of time. That's the truth. And Bota did everything, guys. Bota did everything. We need to say this here. It's very easy to come here just to criticize Marcos Braz, criticize BAP, criticize Landim, criticize Bota. It's very easy to criticize. Now, the hard part is realizing that things are going a certain way and that they have to take action. And what are they going to do? Bota did all he could to keep things together and improve matters for both Flamengo and the other side. To the point where sometimes it even got awkward for him with BAP because he was trying so hard to mediate between both sides that sometimes BAP would say, hey, wait, are you working for me or for him? So the guy has to walk on eggshells. He's in a really tough situation. I wouldn't want to be in Bota's shoes. I'm speaking from the heart. I wouldn't want to be in Jose Bota's shoes. Not right now. It's really hard, and now he's trying the other side. Now Bota has gone to the other side to try. Look, come here. Let's tone it down. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And when BAP gets pissed off, it's over. My friends, you know BAP, when he gets upset, you know what's going to happen. And we have this situation that bothers the board internally, which is the issue with Jorge Mendes. When Felipe was in the youth team and was negotiating to move up to the professional team, there was no Jorge Mendes. In other cases, Jorge Mendes wasn't involved. Now, with a successful year, he brought Mendes in to assess the European market, which is his dream. But Jorge Mendes also wanted to get involved with Flamengo and its negotiations. That's right, man. It bothers me because for some things it was Felipe directly. It was Felipe directly with the board. Now it's Jorge Mendes. I even liked yesterday's news from General Electric that Felipe had approached the board to get closer to the situation, to resolve the situation. But he keeps insisting on the commission issue. And guys, Flamengo can't give in. Flamengo can't be held hostage by a situation like this. I understand Flamengo's frustration. They know Felipe has huge potential. He's a great coach who still has room to grow, will gain experience, and become a world-class coach. But Flamengo, BAP, and others know he reached this point thanks to Flamengo's help. They were there, you see, together. If Felipe is who he is today, there's also Flamengo's part in it, which allowed him to work with a great squad. Or do you think that at Fluminense, Vasco, or any other team that Felipe coached, could he have won those titles and gained the same recognition in Europe? Do you think Felipe Luiz would have gained the recognition he got in European football if he managed São Paulo, for example? If he managed Grêmio, Inter, Vasco? Do you think that the squad Flamengo has made all the difference? The signings made by Bota made all the difference. People talk a lot. Felipe Luiz's work is fantastic, but he has a very strong squad. He has a strong squad and probably the biggest team and payroll in America, and more responsibility because of that. Many people say he only did what was expected by winning titles since he has one of the strongest squads. Oh, Palmeiras also signed a lot this year, but Felipe has one of the strongest squads. And he won and proved himself, okay? But a lot of this recognition he got was because of European soccer. It was because of Flamengo itself. It was because of the signings. It was because of the squad he has. He could have proven himself at Vasco, at Inter, at Grêmio. He could have shown the world by doing a great job. But the international recognition he got was because of his squad and because of Flamengo, the greatness, the size of this club. Here, Flamengo. That's why I say this. We have to be very, very careful when we comment, you know? Every day, with every comment I make here, I have to think a lot because I might be being unfair to one of the biggest clubs in the world, which is Flamengo. And Flamengo is above anyone, man. Flamengo is above anyone. We can't put a coach or a player above Flamengo. Felipe is an idol. I really hope he stays. I'm rooting for him. I'm here, anxious for this renewal, but at the same time thinking about Flamengo. Okay? Some names have come up as a plan B. The real name we know is Arthur Jorge. That one, Flamengo really reached out to him and has a verbal agreement in case Filipe Luis's renewal really doesn't work out. Thiago Mota, the name that came up, is not Bota. They're not going to move forward with that name. It was a name offered to Flamengo, but Thiago Mota was offered, but Bota is not going to move forward with that name. At least that's the information I have. Danilo was there too. I don't know if there were problems, but I heard it was due to a deadlock. We're not going to move forward with Thiago Mota. Okay, so we have Arthur Jorge's name. And we need to know if Leonardo Jardim, like Vitor Pereira, who mentioned his mother-in-law, is really going to confirm his retirement. Or was it just for show, right? Just to leave Cruzeiro because he said he was going to retire, take care of his physical and mental health, and then Felipe didn't renew. Flamengo has these two options right now, Arthur Jorge, and besides Arthur Jorge, Leonardo Jardim. But then there's this issue. It's about Leonardo Jardim retiring. Then the fans asked me, Paparazzi, what about Jorge Jesus? He started talking about Flamengo again. That old man knows exactly when to talk about Flamengo, right? Right at the moment of the stalemate, when Filipe Luis can't make up his mind, when Jorge Mendes is playing hardball, when Flamengo is already getting irritated. Flamengo's management is irritated with Filipe Luis's agent. Jorge Jesus comes by and gives a quick interview in passing, but he talks about Flamengo with affection. And then the fan gets shaken up, my friend. Jorge Jesus seems to know exactly when to speak. It's impressive. Am I being unreasonable? Man, for me, it's not a coincidence anymore. For me, it's not a coincidence anymore. So are you going to say it or not? He likes Felipe, but do you think he's not keeping up? He said that he's following everything about Flamengo. If he's following everything about Flamengo, he knows exactly. When it's time to talk about this old man, I'll tell you guys, we say old man with affection. Okay, this old man, he. If there's one thing he's not, my dear Jorge Jesus is not a fool. And if he's not, and then it would be unanimous if Felipe didn't get the Arthur Jorge and Jorge Jesus situation right. It's about the fines, right? Look, he's taking the statement here, Jorge Jesus' statement, okay? Look, here they're still the best, okay? He told Bota channel that Flamengo is still going strong. He said he watches all Flamengo's games, including the final against Paris Saint-Germain in the Intercontinental. He said he hasn't gotten over the 2019 team. Yeah, man, honestly, I'm telling you, I'll bring you Jorge Jesus' exact words here. Exactly for you, because I'm not going to use mine. I'm not going to use this audio here. No, I'll get the exact words here. Let's go. It's here. Here, it's here. Let's go. I watched the final. I watch all Flamengo's games. They're still the best. Lots of happiness to the nation. The Golte reporter then asked, what about it? Did they surpass your 2019 Flamengo? Didn't they surpass the 2019 one? Okay. Is it? He said that team from 2019, yeah, they had 34 straight wins, and he said they didn't surpass it. But he said he follows Flamengo, even from there, he's always keeping up with Flamengo man Jorge Jesus, right? If it were any other time, right? I think he would stay quiet, right? Any other time he would stay quiet. But I remember, look, I'm going to get Grandpa here. Send a message to Flamengo's fans. He follows the final and watches all Flamengo games. He says final, but doesn't specify if it's the Intercontinental or Libertadores. And they continue to be the best. Many good wishes to the nation. No, since 2019, there have been 34 straight wins. So Jorge Jesus made it clear that he still thinks that 2019 team is better than the current one, but that he made a point of saying that he follows Flamengo. So, man, yeah, I'm telling you guys, yeah, me. I saw a lot of people also saying, oh, Renato Gaucho, it wasn't his fault. It was the peanut delivery guy's fault. It was Andreas Pereira's fault. Yeah, and Renato, did he talk about Felipe Luiz, right? I'm really happy for Felipe Luiz. I had the pleasure of working with him at Flamengo, him as a player and me as a coach. He already showed a great ability to be a coach while he was still a player. As a player, no comments needed. He was always very smart. So that's Renato saying that, but there are a lot of Flamengo fans saying, oh, hire Renato, man. Renato, it would be great. I think Flamengo at this moment needs something real. Flamengo needs a coach who comes in without pressure, Renato. Fans would be split. I like Renato, okay? I agree Andreas Pereira and the team let us down. The team was performing well under his training and Renato has been treated unfairly. But the last thing we need right now is division. Whoever comes in has to be someone who won't cause division. And the fans have to support, understanding that Flamengo did everything they could to keep the coach. Flamengo did everything to keep Felipe Luiz. Yeah, right. So we have there the Zico too, right? Talking about Felipe Luiz's contract renewal.
Flamengo, we want him to stay, of course, obviously, for what he's been doing, for the career he started, right? I'm biased to talk because he's my friend. I'm a fan of his. I really like his work. And I hope they reach an agreement, right? Are you going to call him, send him a message? I sent him a message. I scolded him because he was watching a soccer game in Spain. I told him go have fun and rest, enough soccer for this year. He spoke to Bota, who updated him on my progress. No, I don't get involved in that. Flamengo, the people who went there, they're competent to make whatever decisions they think are best for Flamengo. I've already been the club president. I know how that is. These decisions are matters of discussion and each person's professional side, and we have to respect that. But do you think Flamengo is mature enough today to already live in the eventual post-footballer era? If things aren't going to work out well, the squad has improved everything Flamengo has been doing. This is already being done to improve everything possible. Great results and big competitions, major achievements. Well, the people who are there have the ability to choose what goes through their minds. They're the ones deciding what's best for Flamengo.
Flamengo it's not going to end just because Felipe Luiz left. Flamengo should rise above this. It has a squad, as Felipe said. So what? Even though we're worried it might be traumatic with Felipe Luiz leaving, we know it's not what we wanted. It's not the best scenario, but we know that Flamengo survives, period. Please follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like the video. Thank you very much for your company. Leave a comment here. What do you think? Who would you bring? Greetings, João Brunigas. This is Flamengo. Thanks. Hey, Tim, you're crying. Let me go over there.